Well, hi everybody. This is for our small groups or for you individually as we are continuing our series, Who Do We Think We Are? We're looking at the Apostle Paul's letter that he wrote as a prisoner for the Lord. In Ephesians chapter 4, he talks about that. And as someone who was suffering for the gospel, he appeals to the church in Ephesus to be united. God has given you the gift of unity together, he's saying, but you have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to maintain that unity as we live in a way that is not a contradiction to the good news of the gospel, but rather a confirmation and an expression of it as we live worthy of our calling. Now, that will require a reality check. Because you see, if we approach church life in an idealistic way, where everything's going to always be exactly what we want, it will be our way, everyone's going to be sweetness and light, and nothing about the church is ever going to irritate or offend us, we're in trouble. Because it won't take long, and I'll tell you why. It's because there are human beings like me, by the way, like you around. And that means that we will need to be patient. Why would the Apostle Paul call us to be patient if we didn't need to be patient? And so here is a question for you. First of all, can you think of a situation, absolutely no names and not too much detail, please? We don't want to expose anybody in our thinking or our discussions, but can you think of a situation where you had to be patient, maybe on a long-term basis in a situation in church life, in your relationships? And then secondly, can you think of an episode in your life where you needed to recalibrate your expectations? You were somewhat idealistic and reality was needed. Thirdly, we're going to talk this weekend, or we have talked this weekend, about remembering whose church it is. Who does the church belong to? It belongs to Jesus. So can you think of ways, symptoms that there might be when someone has started to believe that the church belongs to them? How might that manifest in their behavior, in their approach to church life, in their approach to change, if they're thinking this church is my church and it doesn't belong to Jesus? Fourthly, I'd love you to share and think about ways in which you are doing the work of the ministry. A close look at this letter, the fourth chapter, shows us that we are all called to the work of the ministry, and that Christian leaders are to equip us and help us in that. And so perhaps you might like to reflect on or share, if you're in a group, about ways in which you've found opportunities to do the work of the ministry that God has called you to do. And then I've also said this weekend, if we don't speak the truth in love, then we don't speak the truth. Well, is that true? And can you think of a situation, again, no names, no details, let's be completely respectful. Can you think of a situation where a change of tone and a change of attitude changed everything in a potentially conflicting situation? However you're working your way through all of this, I hope you enjoy this opportunity once again to continue to look at this marvelous letter. God bless you.